Oh hey, look, there's a new game mode that's been added to Deadlock, and it has roguelike elements built into it? Sorry, that's not it. This is it. This is Street Brawl, a quick-paced 4v4 battle mode, and is one of the best new features added in the Old Gods New Blood update that just recently released with Deadlock. So, what exactly is this new mode, Street Brawl? Well, it's a 4 versus 4 round-based game mode that is best of 3 to 5 rounds. Each round you get to pick from 3 sets of 3 randomly selected items, and after you're done picking your items, both teams are ziplined into one random lane on the map to fight and destroy each other's objectives. Now if this sounds sort of familiar, Street Brawl is most similar to something like All Random All Mid from League of Legends in terms of MOBA standpoint, where everyone's constantly fighting in one area. But if you're not familiar with MOBAs, and say you're coming from shooters, this mode is somewhat more akin to playing 2-4 on Team Fortress 2. And you're wondering, the video says Roguelike Deadlock, so where exactly is it in this game mode? Like I mentioned earlier, the roguelike elements are woven into this game mode with the random items that you get every round. With Deadlock's massive list of 153 items, you might get a tier 4 in round 1. You might just get tier 1s in round 1. There's really no way to know. There's also a chance that you can get an enhanced item, and depending on what item you get, it can triple the stat boost you get from it. Now I'm unsure if that's across all enhanced items, but it gives you a really good boost to that item. And it can definitely be worth taking even if it's something your character might not use normally. There's also the fact that every round a new lane is selected at random, and depending on what character you're playing, it could put you at an advantage or at a disadvantage, as something like Blue Lane's layout leads to longer range engagements. But the other 2 lanes, most of the areas are very enclosed, so there's going to be a lot of close range scrappy battles. Valve also finally added random character select to the character select screen, so if you want to or not, you can definitely add more roguelike elements to it if you want. Street Brawl isn't exactly a full roguelike. It's not compared to something like Risk of Rain or The Binding of Isaac, but it really has that element of randomness and roguelike elements, enough where it makes every game different. Though the roguelike elements don't stop there. Street Brawl actually has items that are exclusive to the game mode. They're legendary items, and there's 17 of them. These are all brand new items to the game, and some of them have really crazy powers. Some of these items are already similar to some items in the game, but they're really amped up to 100. These legendary items can begin to roll for you at about round 3. The drop rates for these have been increased, but you still might not get one each game. And usually you only get one, but I have gotten 2 some games. If you're lucky enough to get one, they are definitely strong enough to change the remaining course of the game. There are legendaries for all 3 categories of items. In the weapon category, you have items like infinite rounds, which do exactly that. It also lets all of your bullets become unavoidable and pierce through enemies. In the vitality category, you have items like Seraphim Wings, which reduces your gravity by 70%, and when you jump, it just lets you fly around wherever you want to, and also gives you extra damage while you're in the air. And then there's your spirit items, which have items like Mystical Piano, which does exactly what you would think it would do. It drops a large AoE stun, and it dazes the enemy afterwards as well. All these new legendary items that have been added are very fun to play around with, so whenever you get one, definitely take it. So now let's break down how Street Brawl actually works. As you know already, Street Brawl is a 4 versus 4 game mode. So your team and the other team start in their respective bases. This game mode can go to 3 to 5 rounds depending on how many wins and losses there are. And starting on the first round, you get to pick 3 items that are randomly rolled for you. Every round you get a total of 3 rolls, and each roll presents you with 3 items that you can select one from. Also, every round further into the game, item rolls get progressively better. You also gain 1 re-roll every round. This can be used to re-roll an item selection if you got 3 that you really don't like. And also mind that these re-rolls don't carry over to the next round, so remember to use it if you rolled some items you don't like. After everybody selected their items or the timer's finally counted down, both teams of 4 will be ziplined into one lane to start fighting each other for their guardians. Once one team reaches 2 rounds won, the game will change a little bit. On whatever team is losing, they will gain a much stronger walker that they need to defend. But for the other team, they still just have a normal guardian that's a lot easier to take out. So it gives a better chance for the losing team to come back and take it from a 3-round game to a 4 to 5 round game. And if it goes to a 5-round game, both teams will have their walkers to defend and attack. So whichever team destroys the walker first wins the game. Also, I forgot to mention that there is technically no time limit to each round, so it can go on indefinitely. But once the round hits 3 minutes, it will go into overtime, which makes the troopers become buff troopers and takes respawn times from 25 seconds to 50, doubling it. And then here's a last secret tip for Street Brawl. If you do select the random character option in the character select, you do gain an extra reroll every round. So there is a little perk for queuing with random heroes. Street Brawl is a really great addition to Deadlock, and I think it stands out enough as something completely unique and different from the normal base game mode that's more MOBA focused. And really it adds to the health of the game as well. Every large content update has come with a large player spike to the game, with tons of new players trying the game out for the first time, and a lot of veteran players coming back to see what the update's about. And I think Street Brawl is a great place to start, just to start learning the game and the characters. Even the new tutorial that's been added to the game recommends players to play a couple Street Brawl matches just to learn the combat of the game and the flow. Some people say there are negatives to it because it's not like the normal MOBA game mode and because it's splitting the player base, but I think it's good to have a game mode where you can still really enjoy the game's mechanical depth and combat without having to worry about MOBA macro and 30 to 40 minute games. And the benefits to new players, returning players, and people who haven't stopped playing the game is that there's something there for all of these players. From learning the game, to warming up to play the MOBA mode, to trying out new characters, and even just experiencing the roguelike elements that Street Brawl has and the craziness it brings. Now do remember this, Deadlock is a game that is an alpha, so all of this could change in this video. Then the roguelike elements to Street Brawl could eventually change in the future. But with the fun I'm seeing everybody have in this mode, I really think it's here to stay, and I think it's only going to get better over time. You never know how many roguelike elements can be stuck into a mode until you've tried adding them. So have fun testing those new items, cause I can see more legendaries coming soon to Street Brawl.